gated the progress of myself when it came to the building the business aspect or even the trading aspect is, not utilizing the system the way that is there. Because every single person here should be able to have as much time as much as possible to be able to focus on the trading. Like every single person here, everyone wants to be years in a month, able to have those C-type goals. But what happens is if we don't get the basics and have a system that's in place, what's going to happen is you're going to be babysitting a lot of new people. And people are going to be complaining about the lack of results when it's really just the lack of being resourceful. And who here has been through majority of all the whole academy and even been, dibble dabbling a little bit in the IMO TV aspect on this call? Anybody, just a little bit? And you see what happens when you dive into it, because what happens is, like, I've had a lot of people come up to me all the time, and I didn't have that posture in the beginning because I always wanted to be a servant leader. And they're always like, dude, I need help with this, I need help with that. But if you don't push people to do the academy, if you don't technical analysis or have them be engaged into this whole thing, how are you going to let them, become their own independent trader? That's one thing that I've realized about trading, that it's not a group effort type thing. Yes, it's a group effort type thing when it comes to learning the process. But when it comes to trading, it's 100% you're on your own little island. And who here understands that? Like, it's hard to trade with like 5 to 10 people around you. It is. Because the thing is, you have their vibrations, you have their energy levels, and you also might see things that pertain to the way that you see the charts that works best for you, and it works different for somebody else. Like for my trading style, it might not work for you, but it might work for the whole Lex Waves trading style. You might like Lex Waves' trading style, or Mike Miles, or Gustavo, or whoever. Find out the person that fits best for you, and then once you get that, those type of the foundation when it comes to your confirmations, stick to that person. The problem is that people tend to subject themselves to so many different type of trading styles. And because of that, you start to have this process from analysis because it becomes overwhelming. But if you just focus on one thing, we all know this, and we've heard this since we've been in entrepreneurship, that if you focus on one course until successful, right? So focus on one trading style. And the reason why I like my trading style is because it's my trading style. Like, if it's best for me. The reason why I created twin trading was so I could have more time, I could actually sleep, so I could have more balance. The reason why I created trend trading is because I got sick and tired of losing trades looking for reversals. I kept saying I take a trade because I think it's going to go in the opposite direction, and it continues going in the direction in the first place. So the reason why I have this trading style in the first place is because I've been through the problems. I've been through the hindrances. And because of that, I created solutions for it. Make sense? Everybody follow me so far? So in order for you to have success in trading, understand the system that's in place. Because if you are bringing people on board to this platform, because it's for every single person that wants to learn or that even wants to market this to create, more residual, you can't be focusing on everybody all the time, right? I know it sounds crazy, but the thing is, you have to let people become, independent, right? They become dependent on the resources and the stuff that's here. Every single person wants Forex education. So why are they coming to you for Forex education, right? That's the problem. I've seen it happen time and time again. That, like, dude, this person, they want me to teach them this. Like, that's not your job. It's not. Like, the whole point of you is plugging them into the same platform that you are on your own personal journey to learn from. I think that's the misconception that people have when it comes to building this. So if you're building this and you're telling yourself, I need to have amazing results, I need to be a professional trader, I need to be a 6 or 7 figure earner before I start sharing this in the first place, that's just because, like, you feel that that's the only way to get results. But the truth is, if you let people know that you're on the journey of having, trading success, that you're in a platform where you're learning it and you're being transparent with them, being truthful to them, they subconsciously respect you more because you're being honest. If you're going to lie to them and say, yeah, I'm a professional trader, then they're going to be like, where's your results? Where's your withdrawal history? Where's all that type of stuff? You just want to be able to be credible. And the way to be credible is to be what? Honest and transparent with this whole thing. So every single person here has, I don't know if you guys have it, if you do, but the whole fast start, what happens in the first 48, 72 hours. About the whole, when people come in, IMO universe, the trading checklist. Now, the reason why I created that, because, guys, I'm going to give you guys the income producing activities when it comes to the charts and the basics, everything. But I'm always going to go back to the services. And the reason being is because you have to have yourself on that mentality that if you really want this, that you should be thankful and grateful for everything that is there to teach you this. When I first started this whole journey, I was like, if any information I could get, whether it's just on Google, whether it was on YouTube, whether it was other educators, whatever it was, I was trying to soak up the information. But if you have the academy and all this stuff and the resources there, and you're not taking advantage of it, but you're still seeking help and then complaining about the results you're not having, you know what I'm saying? It's just the lack of being resourceful. So make sure that, you know, every single person is tailored to that system. When somebody comes in, send them that whole text message format. So that way they get all the basic stuff done. And I'm not talking about just going through the courses. It's just if we can knock out within the first 48 hours of everything that needs to be done, from understanding MetaTrader, swipe trades, the basics of IMO Academy, technical analysis, to pick 2 or 3 traders that they're following on a consistent basis. The reason why I created that system is because I've seen massive results with it. I've had over like 5 people within the past 2 weeks that have cleared over 5 figures. I have a buddy that just turned $10,000 to over like $60,000 in 7 days. I had a buddy that just made the first 6-figure day. How would you guys feel about having a 6-figure day? Amazing, right? But you know what's crazy? Did they ask for like personal mentorship? Did they do anything crazy? Were they just like, no? This person blew 2 accounts when they first started. 2 accounts. They didn't give up. The reason why they blew 2 accounts is because of what? Improper risk management, over leveraging their account, not going on IML TV and taking the trades from professional traders, right? Don't be that person that tries to do everything on your own in this platform. I'm going to do this on my own because of your ego, right? Drop the ego and said, I'd rather learn and take the same exact trades from a professional trader and copy what they do. Like, why make yourself work hard in the beginning, right? Like, copy their trades, you know, get successful when it comes to the repetition factor. Because imagine this, if you're taking my trades off IML TV, you're taking Lex Waves trades, it starts to become repetition. And then it starts to become subconscious. So when you start to do this on your own, what happens? It just happens naturally. Does everybody agree on that? Yo, I'm doing a training call right now. I can't. You're stuck downstairs. This is important. How about this? Give me about, yeah, I'll be done soon. All right, please. All right, I just lied. That's okay. Don't worry. That should be. That's the thing that sucks about living here. You gotta like keep people up and down, but whatever. This is important. So, does everybody follow what I'm saying so far? Like every single person that I've seen, I had a buddy that came up to me out here at West 6, and I knew of him before because he hit me up on Instagram. And he started crying. He started crying. Like he started hugging me, and he started crying. And at first, I was like, "Oh man, like relationship problems or something happened. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened." And he started crying. He's just, "Dude, thank you so much." I was like, "Dude, like," and I felt like he was saying thank you, and I didn't like directly, personally be with him physically to help him out, right? He's like, "Bro, I literally watched your technical analysis over and over again. And then I was on your sessions, even the ones that were recorded before, even before you, like while you're in Italy." And what happened was within his first 30 days of just being consistent with that, he made over $42,000 from a $200 account. Isn't that crazy? And what happened before was he was coming up to me about 3-4 months ago complaining about how things weren't working. And I know he probably thought that I was being arrogant whenever I'm like, "Did you go through like, you know, the steps? Did you go through the checklist?" And he's like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "Dude, how about this? Go through that. And then once you're done with that, then ask me questions, because your questions will be relevant to exactly what's happening in the charts." Like you'll ask some actually real deep questions, right? Because you'll be like, "Okay, so this pullback, this confirmation, everything, 61.8. He's like, "Is this correct?" And I'm like, "Dude, yeah, of course, that's right." Or if it's not right, then I send my charts to him. But why would I send like what my analysis would be in the charts if you didn't have the audacity to even go through the course that I created for you guys? Doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Because then I'm like, well, you don't want to learn what I want to, like I put out there, because this is the stuff that allowed me to make over 6 figures in trading, right? So follow that stuff. First 48 hours of every single person that comes in, plug them into that. And if you haven't been through that, do it. Like focus on it. I know That is hard. I know that it's hard to focus on one thing because of the generation that we're in. We're distracted. It's the age of information, but rather it's the age of entertainment because we tend to be watching Snapchat, Instagram, all this stuff, and what Kim Kardashian is doing, and freaking all this stuff, everything. Like, we know more about that than we know about a $5.3 trillion day industry. That's crazy to me. What? You know more about other people's successes and the fact you have 5.3 trillion through a screen right now, that if people understood what is the potential of that and taking your piece of it. I don't care if it took me 5 years to learn how to make $30,000 a day, because all it takes is like a whole week of that type of progression to take away 10 years of pain in my life, right? It's the truth. Like what happened now when it comes to once you're having the results off the 2 everything, you forget about all the pain that's happened before. So first 40 hours, do it. And relay that to the people that you bring into this. The only problem that people have in this is not being able to be, it's not that they weren't given the information that changes their situation. How many people have been in this industry before that the reason why people left is because you accidentally forgot about them for 2 weeks, and then they're like, oh, like I didn't make any money, and then you try to help them out. It's like being in a relationship and then trying to work things out right when they're leaving you. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, wait, you're leaving me? Wait, hold on. Let me do better. Let me do this or whatever. It's the same exact concept from the beginning, because how you do anything is how you do everything, and they will copy everything that you do. Make sense? Because now when somebody comes in, they're like, okay, first 40 hours. Think about how this would be. I'm going to give you guys scenarios. Somebody comes in, right? Let's say Ben comes in, 40 hours. I tell him, hey, man, like, you know, the whole thing when it says, it literally says this in the notes. It says that, I'm going to read it to you guys. Where'd it go? So much notes. I think I lost it. I have it. It is right. Please be patient. Okay, your first 40 hours. They say amateurs join, leaders launch. Don't waste your money. Go through this ASAP. Take advantage of your investment and build the skill set and business. Step 1, Ben goes through IMO Universe. He goes through IMO Universe. His MetaTrader is done. His swipe trades is already done. He has everything set up from his demo account to his live account to everything, right? He goes through the jumpstart for trading, and he goes through the checklist. And literally the checklist says demo account, right? Demo account for personal trades and swipe trades, a live account. He goes through IMO accounting basics 1 through 4 and the technical analysis. He picks 2 or 3 trades that he follows on a consistent basis. And on step 7, he has the power of a free subscription. So rather than focusing on investing that money every single month, he could invest and focus on taking that money that he would have paid for a subscription into a brokerage account. So you're telling me that if I sat down and said, dude, like, I hope that, like, take this seriously. Within the next 2 days, I'm going to give you some time to do this. And I'm also going to check on you tomorrow as well. But in 2 days, let's say at this time, in 2 days from now, we'll go over your entire checklist. Think about all the problems that were just mitigated. Think about how he just dove into it. And the thing is, when it comes to sales anyways, it's a transfer of ownership. So when people jump into something and they're engaged into a platform, it increases their retention to the business. Everybody agree about that. The only time that they wouldn't do this in the first place is just signing them up and like, oh, boom, whatever. No, treat this like a true educational company that happens to have a compensation plan, and everything will change. Treat this like a professional entity and everything will change. Every single person wants to do this if it's said the right way. Trust me. Who here has been in an Uber ride and talked about trading and all of a sudden every single Uber driver wants to do it? Yeah. Okay, so once he's done with all that, then it's like he's on the sessions. He's learning. He's becoming independent. On the same time, he's taking swipe trades, and he's doing 0.01 per trade. So because of that, he gets to compound his account by only risking 2-3% of his account. So then you're also, you know what CYA is? CYA means, right? Cover your, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is you're not giving him any reason to blow his account and to come back at you and be like, you're the reason why I lost all my money, blah, 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 everything, whatever. But if I teach him from the beginning to do 0.01 0.01 per $100 in your account. That means for a 20 to 30 pip stop loss that you're only risking $2 to $3 out of that $100. He's only risking 2 to 3% of that account. Do you think that he's going to get mad if he loses 2 or 3 trades in a row? And he lost $2, lost $3, lost $2, but then the next trades he makes like $4 and he makes like $3 here and $2. That's all trading is having a positive return on investment. That you could lose 5 out of 10 trades, correct? 5 out of 10 trades. You risk 20 to 30 pips off each one. So you lost 20 pips off 5 trades. You lost 100 pips, right? But then you made 50 to 100 pips off the other ones. You still won 5 out of 10 trades, 50% win ratio, but you still have a positive return on investment. Make sense? So from the beginning, his stuff's done. He's going through the courses. He's on IML TV. He's copying and pasting his fight trades. He's not sitting here trying to pull out his hair because he's risking 30% of his account every trade. He's over here like with $200, $300 account doing standards. He's just like, dude, my money was there, and then like I looked away. I looked back and it just said 0. I thought it was a glitch, but like it's gone. This is a scam. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't happen because everything is set up the right way. You know, the reason why I created this is because I was in the military for 6.5 years, and I understood systems and CYA and really making things easy and adaptable to every single type of person. Give me 5 minutes. So I'm just like stalling. But does that make sense for that? And also at the same time, while he's doing that, guess what happens? He makes his list of 20 to 30 people, because even though he said he doesn't want to build, you know what happens if I have Ben go through this entire process? He gets excited about what he's doing. In the same way that we get excited with everything else, he naturally will attract people that want to learn how to trade currencies. Now, even if he made a list of 20 to 30 people to invite, right, to an intro to trading overview, what happens is out of those 20 to 30 people, because he is a product of the product, it's very easy for him to naturally, pique someone's interest because he's into it. Now, imagine if you didn't do all that and then you're trying to pique interest to get it free. They're like, so like, how is it? And you're just like, I don't know. Just do it. Like, it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna be like, dude, I'm not gonna do this. This doesn't make any sense to me. So what happens is he gets to be independent in trading, have 20 to 30 people that are interested, pique interest the right way by being a consumer, right? And then because of that, 8 people get set up, and then he realizes that it becomes his idea to want to build this, and then boom, too easy, correct? That's the reason why that system was created, for the customer side of things, for the trading side, because the information is there. If somebody asks me about what a pip is one more time, I'm gonna freak out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's all there. It's all there. Everything was there. I know this because Chris was on my butt for like days to create IMO. I actually created the first IMO Academy basics, and then I created technical analysis. Then Mrs. Duncan did like a more like, I'm more militant. So they wanted someone to be like nicer on the IMO Academy basics and had a nicer voice than me. But then what happened was like, I know what it was like to create this because I wanted to put everything else in my mind to fast start it for every single person, right? Sundays and Thursdays on IML TV for the basics. What do I teach? I teach what? The whole psychological aspect behind trading currencies, right? And then I teach how to set up your charts and how to mark everything up. So pretty much I'm doing technical analysis, IML Academy technical analysis live, okay? So then they're watching it visually and asking any question that you want. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I give out trade setups, just like this. You guys want a trade setup? Does anybody here want a trade setup? I guess nobody wants a trade setup. All right. Never mind. No, I'm just joking. I'll show you guys anyway. So look, this is the type of stuff that I even call out when it comes to trading. So I said, I drew this out, simple, the main trade setup. Now, think about somebody coming onto IML TV and coming on here, and I send the picture to the chat, and they have this, and they have 4 confirmations. They have this visually next to their charts, and all they're doing is drawing it up the same way, watching it come into that zone. If it respects that area, it's a high probability trade setup. Then it does it. They take the trade, and then they're in profit. How easy was that? You know what I'm saying? Because they took the trade setup. Actually, hold on real quick. can you guys just like see this trade set up, pull it up on your charts and everything, whoever wants this, literally give me 3 minutes to go grab the people downstairs. Is that cool? I'm gonna leave this chart up so you guys could like copy it. Let me go grab them because I feel like kind of really bad. I'm gonna run.
And while you guys are looking at this, just so you know, if you don't already hop on Chris's live sessions, go to IML TV, look at his schedule. He gives out trade setups every single night. He's live. Every night. So if you want more than swipe trades, this is where you should be.
I'm just gonna chill and drink my bird. I'll be right back.
Okay, my bad. Everybody good? I apologize. I ran. Can everybody still hear me? Does everybody see that setup though? Like, does everybody see how simple that was? Does everybody see how simple that was? So that's the whole main point of everything, of understanding that we have the resources there, that we have, you know, the pretty much the academy, all that type of stuff. Because I'm gonna talk about this. Who's here going to Vegas? Who's gonna be there for IMO Academy Live? All right, that's what I'm gonna talk about when it comes to. Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna talk to when it comes to trading. Is the fact that we tend to seek these secret keys, like these secret answers. But the truth is, it's nothing that difficult. It's just practicing and repetition of the same thing. It's the same thing that basketball players do. How many shots did Kobe make in practice before he even played a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that type of mentality. And if you compress the time now. So the biggest tip that I could give people on the homework side of things, because I got to get ready for the intro trading overview, is take a chart. Once you go through technical analysis and go on IML TV, take a chart, and I want you to scroll all the way, like 1 hour, all the way until the part where you can't even see any more charts somewhere, right? And I want you to circle all the best areas on a downtrend for a sell and all the best areas in the uptrend for a buy. Now, what I would do is I would lock myself in my room. Actually, I lied. I didn't have a room at that time. I was sleeping on the floor. I was just trying to sound cool. But I was sleeping on the floor at my best friend's place in the Army. But I would highlight these areas. And the reason why I would highlight the sales on a downtrend is I'll highlight all the best areas that had little to no drawdown, which means that it was barely negative before it went positive. Does everybody understand that? That it didn't go anywhere past the point of it selling. So I'll highlight those areas and I'd be like, why? Boom, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. Oh, previous support, previous support, previous support, zone, 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 zone. Let me see also the fib levels, fib levels, fib levels. And I'll do that constantly, constantly, constantly. And I'll be like, okay, why did it? Okay, now the buys. Okay, get it. I got it. I got it. I got it. And I'll keep doing that. And people thought that I was psychotic. People thought that I was obsessed. People were like, dude, you're not even making that much money. You know what I'm saying? Like they just kept talking. It didn't matter to me because I knew that eventually the moment that it clicked, that it was game over. And the reason why is because I had multiple exposures to people that were doing this professionally. I used to Uber drive, right? And I picked up this person, and I don't know if you guys know Austin, Texas, but there's this area called Lakeway, right? Lakeway is like super expensive by like Lake Travis. I actually lived there before I came here. And what happened was I picked up this dude who was like, looked like a surfer dude. He had a helicopter pad, huge house, multiple cars, gated like place. And I honestly, first thing I thought was this dude's a drug dealer. Like this, like why would you have a helicopter pad? Like, what's the point? Why would you have a helicopter pad? Like, why do you need that? Like, even if I was making that much money, I was like, that's just like super flexing for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, you're lazy, bro. Like, all you gotta do is get an Uber. Like, chill. No, but what happened was, well, he did get an Uber. He got into the car, and I was like, just like thinking in my head, like, I gotta ask him, what do you do, and what is one tip that you could give me? Because I've always realized that, like, who's been in this industry for a long time, that's what you need to do. If you see other people that have what you want, find out one thing that you could take into your life. The law of increase, right? So it's like, find one thing that you could take from them that could take you to that next level. He messed up by telling me what he did because he said, oh, man, I trade Forex. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, that's all I do. I trade Forex. I don't know why people are working so hard. I found a way to leverage my money and trade Forex. I was like, so what do you do? He's like, oh, I trade for people. So this dude, what he does is he trades people that have millions and millions of dollars. And after 6 to 12 months, he keeps 40% of what he flipped while they keep 60%. That right there gave me a validation of like, yeah, I'm quitting the army. Yep, this was a sign from God telling me that like, dude, you need to do Forex. Who would have known that from Uber driver to top educator company, you know what I'm saying? But it gave me an omen, like a reason, like it gave me that validation that this is real, that people are actually living this type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I would go back into the charts, go back into GBP, JPY, do it until it was all done. Then I'll go to the next currency pair and do it until it's all done. And I just kept doing it. And I kept doing it, and I kept, yes, it's recording. And I kept doing it, I kept doing it, I kept doing it, I kept doing it to the point where now when I look at a chart, who here's been on my sessions before? How long does it take me to mark up a chart? Couple seconds. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time that Alex Martin flew me out here to teach him about like the breakdown of the company before it became the executive vice president of sales. And he's like, dude, like we were at sushi, right? And then at Sushi 101, Sushi 101. And I was like, dude, we got to go back because I got to go do the London session. He's like, oh my gosh. Like, so we go back. And it was like 2 minutes before it was the London session. I marked up 5 charts before the London session even started. You know what I'm saying? Once I'm like, be just looking back and forth and doing it. You all have that type of skill set with something, right? Where you don't have to think about it and it just keeps happening and happening and happening. So just do it to that point where it becomes so your brain is so wired to understand the repetition factor behind it, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to trade this unless this happens. I'm not going to trade unless this happens. I'm not going to trade until the floor becomes the ceiling, or the ceiling becomes the floor. And then once it becomes so ingrained, it becomes so easy. That's it. That's the only difference maker of anything. It's just like anything else in life is repetition, repetition, repetition. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to give you guys the times, right? I'm going to give you guys the times of the actual sessions, of my sessions. If you could please write it down and stick to it on a consistent basis. If you can't make it, then what you can do is you could actually watch the recording, okay? So Sundays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be the beginner session. okay? The beginner session. And you guys already know what I broke down there. It's simple, psychological, and pretty much IMO Academy Technical Analysis live, okay? Sunday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Excuse me. Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2 a.m. Eastern, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to say it again because it gets confusing, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 a.m. Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 p.m. Pacific is going to be the London sessions. And what the London sessions consist of is we analyze anywhere from 3 to 5 currency pairs all together. And we look at trade setups, the main trade setup and the secondary trade setup into the chat so that we have a visual representation next to your charts. And in like the next day of the London session or whatever, we recap what happened so it could become habitual of understanding why the market does what it does. Does that make sense? Awesome. So I have 7 minutes before this intro to trading overview for tonight, for tomorrow, and for Thursday. At 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern is going to be an intro to trading overview every single night. What that means is an opportunity call. But the reason why I say intro to trading overview is how much easier is it for to say, I'm gonna see if I can hook you with a favor, get you an opportunity call. Which one would you rather be more interested in? Intro to trading. In 6 minutes, tomorrow and Thursday, I'm doing these calls so that way everybody that wants to attain a certain goal before convention, we blitz and go all out 100%. I'm going to always drop the link in the morning, okay, so I can remind everybody so we could blitz. It's going to be the same link, the one that you have right now. It's the same one every single time for the next 3 days. So that way you could utilize it. So if you guys are just customers on this call, your main goal is free, okay? It's free. Because if you're free, you have access to my personal Telegram where I give out my personal trades. Now, if you're a builder, if you're Plat 150 or above, you have access to my personal trades as well. Okay, 100%. So let's blitz these out. If the thing is, I understand C-type goals, Chairman 500, whatever it may be, crawl, walk, run, sprint, and focus on every single milestone first. If you don't have a free subscription, that's your first milestone. If you're a Plat 150, help everybody else at Plat 150 so you can hit Plat 60. That's your next milestone. Like when you start, if you're a builder in this, another tip that I could give you, and you guys know this, but repetition is your reputation. That the moment that you stop focusing on your own individual rank and you start focusing on everybody else is when you naturally will have success in this. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 Chairman 25s in my business. You know what I'm saying? I have the youngest Chairman 10s, multiple Chairman 10s, a lot of Plat 5,000s. So now it's like for this leg, in order for me to hit Chairman 50, this is what I think. I need to help one person in this leg, right, hit Chairman 10. In order for that to happen, I need like this many Plat 5,000s and this many Plat 1,000, Plat 2,000s, and Plat 600s. Then I figure out who is close to those, and we blitz and we help every single person hit that. Yes, I understand my goal, but how do I obtain that? Who needs help here and who needs to get to this? That's when everything changes. And when I first started this industry, I'm not going to lie, we always like, I need to make money. Because yes, you have your why. You have to, you have a burning desire to accomplish certain things, correct? But when you give others what they want by default, you get what you want. We need to stop listening to these quotes and keep thinking that they're corny and cliche, and actually apply the meaning of what it means and be an embodiment of those messages, because those are actual real facts that help us get to the position that we want to be in. Make sense? Okay. So,
hey Chris, real quick, just because I have 7 of my guys on this call, so I just want to say something really fast. In 3 minutes, you're going to do this call. It's super important that any customers that you have that you've wanted to get on a call with me, get on this call in a few minutes, because this guy is a mastermind. You literally just heard what he said, and you would be dumb not to be on this next call. So I just want to reach all my people instead of texting everyone. Thank you.
Awesome. Let me get ready for this. I'm gonna see if John's opening up. If not, I'll just open up. But this is recorded, and also the intro to training overview call will always be recorded. So if you have people working night shifts or like they're busy in school or whatever, like always try to get them on it live. But then after, if they can't make it on it because of some reason, like there's no excuses. Like, well, here's the recording. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be on my YouTube after. I'll post the link into the chat. But I appreciate you guys for allowing me to even be on this call. And hopefully, you know, everyone takes it, understands it, conceptualizes it, and most importantly, applies everything and make it easier on yourself, because the only thing that makes it difficult is when you make it difficult on yourself. 100%. I watch
you, Chris.
Everyone's like, oh, hey, you, man. Everyone tries to make it difficult. Like, no, it's not. It's actually simple. And you just use everything the right way, organize, and then everything will be good. So I'll see you guys in the 2 minutes on the intro to training overview. So